Foxtrot Bravo Bravo, pull up and go around.
Go around, Foxtrot Bravo Bravo.
Tower India Echo Lima, downwind 13, touch and go.
India Echo Lima number 3, follow Cessna left base, turning 1 mile final.
India Echo Lima.
Foxtrot Bravo Bravo Tower, fly runway heading.
Fly runway heading, Foxtrot Bravo Bravo.
Charlie Zulu November, clear to land runway 13.
Charlie Zulu November, clear to land 13.
Zulu Sierra Alpha, change of plans, crossover midfield, join right downwind runway 13.
Zulu Sierra Alpha, crossover midfield, join the right downwind for 13.
Greetings everyone, and welcome back to Simair Flyer. I am Dane Simair, and today we are flying the British Columbia tour number 2, BC2 as I call it. And this is the second tour of, I'm not quite sure how many there will be, but my plan is to fly around the areas of British Columbia, Canada. We have started on the Vancouver Island, which is the extreme west coast of the island, or sorry, of the mainland. And we are actually on the east coast of Vancouver Island. I'll show you on little map. We're in the airport where we left off for BC tour number 1. We're in the sleepy airport of Qualicum Beach. It's a real great beach area. And it's a lovely day for flying, and we're going to be flying today in the twin-engine Skymaster 337. I like this aircraft. I haven't flown it for actually a very long time, but it's a really nice aircraft to fly. So that's what we're going to be using today. So we got a bunch of birds up here in the sky. Anyway, let me get out a little nav map and show you what we are going to do. So we are sitting right now at parking 15 at Qualicum Beach. We're going to be using runway 29, and we will be heading westbound, heading of approximately 251 degrees. We'll be going over Horn Lake, passing by Angel Rock, and we will do a touch-and-go landing at Alberni Valley Regional Airport. And while we're here, let's just get the comm frequency, because there's no air traffic control on today, so we'll be using the CTAF frequencies. So we're going to be using, they want us to use the multicom 12300 for this airport. So we'll make sure, we'll make a note of that, and we'll tune that in at the appropriate time. And then from Alberni airstrip, we will then head all the way over to the west coast of Vancouver Island. We're going to be going over Sproat Lake. That's S-P-R-O-A-T Lake. And we'll be crossing over the mountains at about 5,500 feet. And we'll come past Kennedy Lake. We'll probably land on either runway 25 or 29, either one. Maybe 29, because that way we can come in. What we'll do is we'll just come in here over Kennedy Lake and come into runway 29. So I think that's probably what we'll do. We'll come right to the coast. Okay, and the frequency for Tofino that we have to use. The CTAF frequency is 123.25. And then from there, we'll do a touch and go there. And then from there, we'll head on our last leg up to our destination airport of Della Falls. Della Falls Cave Camping. This is an airstrip that I built myself. And it's in the Della Falls area. Della Falls is quite an amazing, beautiful spectacle to see in real life. I will show you a picture of Della Falls. Just give me 1 second to bring it up on the internet. So this is the internet for Della Falls, and I'll just show you some photos that are really quite spectacular. Let's see if we can blow these photos up. It'd be nice if we could blow them up. Not sure how we do that. I guess maybe we can't blow them up to a bigger size. Well, anyway, so there's the falls. Some pictures of the falls, the streams coming down from the falls, cable car, the lake that I built the airstrip on, and there's the falls coming down here. Yeah, it's just a beautiful area to hike, to camp, and to just enjoy nature. It's totally amazing. Okay, so anyway, so as I said, that's where we're going. That's our destination, and the CTAF frequency for that is 122.8. So all of that being said, and that's in this great central lake, huge lake. We'll probably come in. Let's see. Let's just change our route here a little bit. We'll probably come in somewhere here. Maybe over here, over to the lake, over this small lake here, and go over to Great Central Lake, and then make our approach into runway 30. There's only one way in and one way out, so that's it. And there's Sprout Lake that we're going to be passing over. So these are all within a very close area. Now let's just get the CTAF frequency for where we are right now. We are at Qualicum, that's 1228 as well. Okay, so let us get back to the aircraft and make things happen. Let's get into the cockpit. And let's do a startup procedure. We'll do this fairly quickly. Okay, so parking brake is set. Master battery has just come on. Panel lights are coming on. Alternator is on. Avionics are off. The beacon light is coming on. Cowl flaps need to be opened. Cowl flaps need to be opened. Okay, cowl flaps are opened. And engine start. So let's go to the engine start. We need the mixture controls full forward, the props full forward, and we'll start the rear engine first. That's this throttle lever here, and we'll start that one first. Here we go. Okay, we want the throttle up to 1000 RPM. So we'll just hang in right there, make sure that the oil pressure has come up. It's in the green for the rear engine, and the temperature for the rear engine is coming up. So everything looks good. Cylinder head temperature is fine for the rear engine. So let's proceed to start the front engine. And I think we have a good start on the front engine. Okay, we'll check the pressure has come up into the green on the front engine, and the temperature is just starting to come up, and the cylinder head temperature is fine. And we're both idling at 1000 RPM. Rear engine, front engine. So the rear engine is on the right, front engine is on the left on these gauges. Excuse me. Okay, let's turn on the avionics. Autopilot is turned off. This is the autopilot down here. It's turned off. Avionics are on. We need to set our transponder to 1200. And we'll put it on altitude reporting. Okay, we'll head back to the main screen, and we will put in our ZTAF frequency of right up here of what did I say, 122.8, and we'll swap that over to the main active channel, and we'll put in the frequency for Alberni Airport, which is 12300. So there it is there. We'll just swap it over to make sure it works, and it does. We'll swap back 123.8. Okay, so there we are. That's all set. Okay, our barometric pressure is set. Nav lights can come on now. Strobe lights, we're going to turn them on. And we'll turn the taxi lights on. And we shall head out to the runway. And you know what? We may as well turn the landing lights on right now because we're going straight out. Okay, let's just make a radio call. What I would like to do before we depart is I would like to just make sure that, yeah, we put in one notch of flaps for takeoff. Just get that in place. That's all good. Everything looks good here. Yep, we're all looking good. We'll just turn the weather radar on, not that we really need it, because it's a beautiful day. Just need to turn these panel lights on a little brighter because I don't know about you, but I can't see the instruments very well. that's much better. Much better. Let's just go down and check this. There we go. Now we've got brighter lights. Oh yeah, now we can see the panel. Okay. Actually, this is too bright. There, that's better. Yeah, now I can see the attitude instrument. Alright, with that said, let's get going because we're wasting a lot of time. Qualicum traffic. Skymaster 624 Delta Whiskey is leaving the GA parking, taxiing to runway 29. We'll be departing on a westerly direction of 251 degrees. Qualicum. Okay, we'll just scoot down here to runway 29. Hope I remember how to fly this thing. It's been about a month since I flew it. Okay, let's see. No traffic coming in. And no traffic that we can see to our right. One more quick look at little nav map. So we're taking off 29 and we're going to be coming out here and heading on a 251 or thereabouts direction. So that is our plan. Okay, let's get going. We rotate at 70 knots. Okay, we've got, let's line up here. One final check of instruments, everything looks good. Cylinder head temperatures are fine. Pressure and temperatures are fine. Okay, we're advancing the throttles. Aircraft is rolling. Airspeed is alive, and we will rotate at 70 knots. Okay, we are in the air. Tap the brakes. Raise the landing gear. And make our turn to the west. Qualicum traffic. Skymaster 4 Delta Whiskey is clear of the runway. We are leaving the pattern on a westerly direction. Qualicum traffic. Okay, let's turn to a heading of 251. Let's set our heading bug to 251. There we are. Up, up, and away. So that's the mainland over there. This body of water that divides the mainland from Vancouver Island is known as the Georgia Strait. Take an outside view, just give you a better shot of it. This is all the Georgia Strait. A lot of ferry and ship traffic up and down this strait. So we'll switch our radios over to Alberni CTAF, which is 123.0. It's right here. So we'll switch that over so that we're ready. We need about 4,000 feet just to get over these mountains here. Let me raise my seat up and kind of move out a little bit to the front. So this body of water ahead of us here is called Horn Lake. And to my left, not sure if we can see it, but to my left, no, we can't see it, is Angel Lake. But we can't see that because we're right over it. But that's okay. Oh, we can do some power here. We don't need 4,500 feet. The elevation of Alberni Airport is 247 feet. And we're going to come in on, we're going to land on runway 30. So I'll just move our, we'll come in something like this. So if we keep just south of Horn Lake, we'll be fine, and follow that in on about a 249-degree heading. Let's see, that's Horn Lake, so we're right on the south edge of it, which is just fine. And this lake over here ahead of us and to the left is Sprout Lake, the start of it, and the lake over here to the right is the lake that we'll eventually be making our final destination on, which is Great Central Lake, and our destination airport is way up here in the north. Okay, so we should be on the lookout for Alberni Regional Airport. Alberni Valley, as it's called. Let's lose some altitude, we're way too high. Way too high. That's okay. So let's start looking for that airport. It should be out. Let's see. There's Sprout Lake. And that river comes up from Sprout Lake. And it's right near the tip of Great Central Lake. So it'll be right over here. That's probably it right there. We should make a radio call. I would say we're about 5 miles south. Alberni Valley Regional Skymaster 624 Delta Whiskey, 4 miles south. We'll be doing a touch and go landing on runway 30, Alberni Valley. Okay, we should head to the north to get ourselves lined up. We'll put the gear down. And we lost a little bit too much altitude, but that's okay. And what happened was we got off track on the course. We went a little bit further south than we should have. But that's not a problem. We'll just get ourselves back. I think that's the airstrip right there ahead of us. Okay, we'll hang in right here. Yeah, that's our airstrip. Alberni Valley Regional Skymaster 624 Delta Whiskey is on a 3-mile final. Runway 30, touch and go, Alberni Valley. Okay, we'll lose some power. Put in 1 notch of flaps. I like to land this, if I remember, I think I was landing this at about 90 knots. I may made my approach at about 110, and I think it kind of likes about 90 knots on the landing, so we'll see how this goes. We shall see how this goes. Okay, we're at 110. Coming down to 100 knots. Put in a second notch of flaps. Okay, steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. Let's hold her off. Steady as she goes. Steady as she goes. Steady, steady, steady. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 85. Not bad. 85 feet per minute. Okay. Up and away. 70 knots, we can rotate. Alberni Valley Regional, Skymaster 624 Delta Whiskey is clear of runway 30, making a left-hand departure on a heading of approximately 220 degrees, Alberni Valley. Okay, now let's get back on track. 222 degrees actually. Okay, so from here we are now heading to Tofino, which is on the west coast of the island. And we need 5,500 feet to get over that mountain range that's ahead of us right there. So let's get this bird up. We're climbing at a speed of about 1,800 feet per minute, so I don't think we'll have any problem. We're at 2,000 feet. We are heading over Sprout Lake right now, just as planned. Once we get over the top of the mountain here, we can switch our radio frequency now to the Tofino frequency, which is 123.25. Let's just switch that over now right in here. 123.25, and we'll swap it. And may as well put in the frequency for our destination airport, which is Della Falls, which is 122.8. Let's pop that in as well. Yeah, and let's just swap it over just to make sure it works. Swap it back. So we need 123.25 for Tofino. For those that are not aware of Tofino, Tofino is, as I said, on the west coast of Vancouver Island, and it is a hot spot for surfers. The wave activity in Tofino is absolutely incredible because the winds, and I'll show you on a little nav map. Just real quickly here, I'll show you. So this, of course, is the Pacific Ocean out here, all of this, and the west coast of Vancouver Island, and Tofino is right here. Like I said before, we're going to come over Kennedy Lake like a base leg and our long final into runway 29. But Tofino attracts visitors from all over the world to come here to do surfing. It's a surfer's paradise. So there we are. That's Sprout Lake that we've just passed over. And we are at 5,500 feet. Just in time to cross over the peaks up here. Yeah, we've got a lot of greenery. Vancouver Island is absolutely full of trees and ferns and bushes and beautiful greenery and lakes, rivers and streams. I consider myself very, very fortunate to be living on Vancouver Island. Okay, we really don't need 6,000, but we'll just level off there. Alright, let's gather some speed now. This bird is very capable of reaching 160 knots without any problem whatsoever. And we are now at 160 knots. Actually, our ground speed is showing 173 knots. 167 knots, pardon me, ground speed. We've got 9.5 minutes to Tofino. It's 25.8 nautical miles. We are south of our intended track, but that's okay because we purposely did that to do the base leg to be south of runway 29. There's still a little bit of just a little bit of snow. There isn't snow. I thought there was some snow up here. Well, there is a little. Very, very small amount left. Here and over here. Another thing that you'll find on the island is on these top of the mountaintops you'll find these little lakes. I mean, this is a hiker's paradise all through here. A hiker's paradise. So why am I up at 6,500 feet? There's absolutely no need for that. Let's get back down. It's because I'm not paying attention. You know, there's the rule of thumb in aviation. Aviate. First comes aviate, then navigate, and at the end, communicate. And I think I'm just doing too much communicating and not navigating and aviating. You can see this lake up ahead of me here. That is Kennedy Lake. That's where we're going to make our base leg, right over Kennedy Lake, and way off in the distance is the Pacific Ocean. And there's a shore at the west coast of Vancouver Island, and Tofino is, oh, somewhere up about here. So we're going to go here on a base leg, hang a right, and make our final into Tofino, touch and go. And we'll end up with about a 5-mile final. Into Tofino. Everything's looking pretty good so far. Okay, so we are over or approaching, well, actually just over Kennedy Lake now. There we are. And the beautiful Pacific Ocean ahead of us. And Tofino, it'll be right in here, in this crescent. That's Long Beach in there. We could start losing some altitude. Yeah, it doesn't like to power back too far when the gear is up, when the gear is retracted. Okay, let's start heading down. Okay, let's just do a quick check of our gear. The fuel is on the tanks. Mixture is rich. We have fuel, half tank in the left and in the front and in the rear. All looking good. We won't put the gear down just yet. And our power is set appropriately. I've retarded the throttles and pulled the props back to lose some altitude a little quicker. So we're going to be landing on runway 29. So let's set that in our heading bug. 290 degrees. That's been set. And we'll make our radio call the minute we turn on final for runway 29. The elevation at Tofino is 80 feet. So it's basically right at sea level. I can see the airport ahead of us over to our 1 o'clock right there. That's runway 29. That's runway 25. We're going to use 29. Alright, we'll kind of steady as we go here at 2,000 feet. Lose some airspeed. Start turning onto final. We're at about 5.5 nautical miles from the airport. 5.4 to be exact, 5.3. Okay, let's lower the gear. Gear's coming down. Let's make our radio call. Tofino traffic. Skymaster, November 624 Delta Whiskey is on a 4.5 mile final for runway 29, touch and go. And we'll be departing to the north. Actually a heading of about 20 degrees. Tofino traffic. Alright, let's advance our props. We're at 1,200 feet. Let's see if we can improve on that last landing that I think was, what was it, 80? Was it 85 feet per minute? I can't remember. Let's see if we can do a little bit better on this one. Tofino traffic, Skymaster 624 Delta Whiskey, 2.5 mile final for runway 29, touch and go, departing to the north. Tofino. Yep, this is where all the surfers do their surfing, all in here. Alright, let me concentrate on the landing now. Alright, power is back to about 25%. Let's line up with 2.9. We're not quite lined up. Props are full forward, mixture is rich. Power is coming back a little bit to try and get ourselves, ooh, a lot of birds just went by. And get ourselves to 90 knots. We are at 100 knots right now. Okay, let's do a flare. Okay, let's hold the flare. Hold the flare. Steady. 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 90 knots. Steady. 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 No, came down too hard. Way too hard. Much too hard. 203 feet per minute. That's not one to write home about. Okay, let's retract the gear. Take up a heading of 23 degrees. Pull back the flaps. Tofino traffic, Skymaster 624 Delta Whiskey is clear of the runway. We are departing north on a heading of 23 degrees. Tofino traffic. Well, I was not happy with that landing. You win some and you lose some. Alright, we need to be at, to clear those mountains ahead of us, we need to be at 5,500 feet again. So, let's get this bird up and away. We're at 2,300. We'll be okay. There's some little gaps in between the peaks. That peak right there is the high one, the one that's snow-capped. That's a long way off. So there's Kennedy Lake that we came over on our base leg. We're at 3,500. This is all part of Kennedy Lake that we're over right now. And let me see if I can show you, there's an area called Kennedy Cove. Let me just go to the left a little bit, maybe we can get a better view of it. Just go to the left a little bit. It's a very picturesque area to be in. for tourists. I may not be angled just right, but let's see. Yeah, this is Kennedy Cove all down in here. You can see there's a bit of a marina there. Yeah, and all this waterway is from Kennedy Lake. Like I said before, Vancouver Island is filled with mountains and lakes and trees and animals and lots of birds to watch. Okay, so we only have another 6 minutes to our final destination, so it won't be too much longer, about 16 miles. Coming up to 5,000 feet. See, that's where a waterfall is coming down here. I think we'll just hang in at 5,000 feet. That's good enough. We're at 160 knots. We've got a ground speed of 173 right now, 174, 175. Oh, it's going up. Okay, we should switch our radios over to Della Falls airstrip 1228. So just a little bit of information on Della Falls. As I told you before, and I showed you pictures of Della Falls, but I created a little airstrip there with cave and to be able to do some camping. It's one way in, one way out, and it's only a 1,000-foot runway. So we don't want to come in too fast or too high. And we're going to be coming in right off of Great Central Lake, which is where we're heading for right now. And we'll have to lose a ton of altitude. The elevation at Della Falls airstrip is 280 feet, so let's say 300. Yeah, we're at 5,000, so we've got a little bit to descend. Once we get past these mountains and we get over Great Central Lake, then we can start concentrating on reducing our altitude. And we'll be landing, there's only one runway, as I said, runway 30. Okay, I can see Great Central Lake ahead of me, out there. You can see a little tip of it there, a little tip of it there. So I am now going to start descending slowly. We're not quite clear of the mountains yet, but we can come down a little bit lower. Yeah, I know. I've retarded the throttles too much, I know. That's okay. It gets angry with me when I do that. Pull our props back. vertical rate of descent of about 20. It's about. Now it's veering up and down, isn't it? At one point it was at 1,500 feet per minute. We're down to 4,500. We'll set our heading log to 300 degrees. So that's the direction of our runway. We're just going to clear the top of this mountain top here. We're at 4,000 feet. I have landed on top of this mountaintop with a helicopter. It's quite fun to do that. So I'm going to go over to Great Central Lake. I'm going to go a little bit south and then turn around and come north. Make the approach in. And now we can lose. Now we can lose some altitude. So kind of heading a little bit south. Or I guess it's actually east. And we're at 3,000 feet. I think we can turn around now. Props full forward. Power coming back in. Della Falls traffic, Skymaster 629 Delta Whiskey is about a 2.5 mile final for runway 30. It'll be a full stop landing. Della Falls. Alright, let's get down a little bit lower. Way ahead right there, that little darkish spot is the cave that I built. And I think there's some campers in there right now. They flew in on an Icon A5, which is parked right up there. So let's put a notch of flaps in. We're at 100 knots. Everything's looking good. That glare from the sun is troubling my eyes. So what I'm going to do is just cut across this little tip of where this hill comes down. And because the runway is right there. So we're at 700 feet, which means we are about 400 feet above. Let's just get this a little bit more power in. We're at what, 600 feet, so we're 300 feet above the runway. We've got 95 knots. We certainly don't want to stall. I'm going to put in another notch of flaps. In fact, I'm going to use full flaps on this landing. Let's put in the final flaps. So we've got full flaps. 80 knots, a little bit slow. Let's increase the power. And we have to be hard on the brakes once we land. It's a grass strip. Okay, we're at 90 knots. Just keep that power in for a little bit longer. Let's bring our altitude down. Power back. Okay, we're 100 feet off the runway. We're at 90 knots. Okay, I'm gonna pull the power right off now. Okay. I knew it would be a hard landing because it's 355 feet per minute. You gotta be really hard on the brakes too. There we are, folks. We have arrived at Della Falls. And these campers are all out there waiting for us. I'm gonna shut the aircraft down. Taxi lights off, landing lights off, nav lights off, strobes off. And avionics master off. No, let's leave that on for a second. Just make our final call that Della Falls traffic, Skymaster 624 Delta Whiskey is on runway 30. We're actually at the threshold of runway 12, Della Falls. Okay, avionics master off, alternator off, taxi lights off, beacon light off, mags off, rear, mags off on the front, panel lights off, and the master battery off. Now let's just grab the drone. I'll just give you a quick view of the caves. So that's the caves that I built with some campers in there. There's a barbecue here. They've got the fire all lit up. What's also kind of nice is just to turn the daylight down. See what it looks like at night. And they are sitting around the campfire. Tents are all ready for sleeping. There's a lantern up here. And there's the Icon A5. And you can't see our aircraft because it's so black. Let's get our lights back up. And that is where we have landed. And I really appreciate everyone flying with me. So until we start tour number 3, I'm going to sign off. Dane Simair signing off with Simair Flyer. You guys, see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Foxtrot Bravo Bravo, pull up and go around.
Go around, Foxtrot Bravo Bravo.
Tower India Echo Lima, downwind 13, touch and go.
India Echo Lima number 3, follow Cessna left base, turning 1 mile final.
India Echo Lima.
Foxtrot Bravo Bravo Tower, fly runway heading.
Fly runway heading, Foxtrot Bravo Bravo.
Charlie Zulu November, clear to land runway 13.
Charlie Zulu November, clear to land 13.
Zulu Sierra Alpha, change of plans, cross over midfield, join right downwind, runway 13.
Zulu Sierra Alpha, cross over midfield, join the right downwind for 13.